Hey crew, today I just wanted to encourage you guys. As a full-time music producer and songwriter here in the Nashville area, I often have songwriters asking me, how do I create a career in songwriting? It's a great question. I don't claim to have all the answers, but here's a couple things that I've started to ask folks. Like recently I had an aspiring songwriter take me out to lunch just to say like, hey, I moved here and I want to get into the songwriting game. And so I just asked him, well, what's your end goal? Do you want to write music as like a commercial songwriter? Like getting songs on the radio, writing for other artists, like get a publishing deal? Or do you want to do sync? What do you like to write? What do you want to write? And he said, well, I love songs from like my favorite bands like Skillet and Switchfoot, but I like country too. And then he started naming off some other bands, and it started to get kind of like in this grungy rock stuff. But he said, I want to be in Christian music. I want to write Christian music. So I said, look, these radio formats, especially in Christian music, there's like a thing. Do you want to write what you hear currently on K-Love? And he said, no, not at all. I hate that. And he said, I want to write what I want to write about. I want to write obscure lyrics, kind of like band style stuff. My encouragement to him was, man, it almost sounds like what you need to do is start a band, be the lead singer for the band or the songwriter for a band, and build that band into a brand, into a business, because what you want to do, there's not really a market for that. That's not what publishers are looking for. It's not what radio is playing. So my encouragement to you guys is to really be specific about your end goal. Here's a question for you too. Is your real passion to write songs for yourself, but you've lost confidence that you have something to say or that you can be the one to carry it? I think sometimes we as songwriters, and I've been here, I don't know if it's from a place of insecurity or we just don't think much of ourselves, but we think that we have to write for someone else. We have to write for other people. Maybe if you're honest in your heart of hearts, you're not even that passionate about the craft of songwriting. Here's what I mean by that. Many of the writers I know who have publishing deals, who write commercial music and do that for a living, really love the craft of songwriting. They love just writing a song. They don't really care what the song's about. In fact, they're just used to writing so many songs because it's, having a publishing deal, it's typical to be a writer who writes 50 to 200 songs a year. So you just need to write. But then there's other people, more of an artist, more of a shepherd, more of a prophetic voice, someone who cares so much about the content. Really something I want to encourage you with is, should you maybe consider laying down the desire to establish yourself as a commercial songwriter and maybe start to actually just spend time making great songs that say what you feel very passionate about, and then you record them. Your voice doesn't have to be the best voice in the world, but if you have a heart that is burning with something to say, maybe that is more important than having the perfect voice. Maybe you just need a creative partner or a collaborator to help you get the songs into a form that you can share. That's easier sometimes to do than to try to make it as a commercial songwriter. Just something to think about. Ultimately, I don't want anything from you. I just want a ton for you. I want you to know who you are, how God sees you, what you were put on this earth to do. Figure out what those things are so you can get after it. Have a great day. Let me know if you need anything.